Welcome back to another scripting tutorial. I wasn't actually planning on making a tutorial today. It's my first video back from vacation, but I was scrolling through Twitter last night and Bella asked a question on my timeline, so I just had to reply, someone make me a teleport guy button for my game, please. Then I replied with some confusing stuff, and yeah, she was very confused, so here we are. I'm gonna take this a step further than just a regular teleport button, because there's already a lot of those on YouTube. So I'm going to make a whole menu for different buttons to teleport you different places. Shouldn't be too much harder, but I know some people probably don't understand tweening GUIs, so I'm going to make a pop-up menu, if that makes sense. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to insert a part into workspace, and I'm immediately going to anchor that, and then just name it something else, like a teleporter should do it. And then down here in starter GUI, we're gonna add a screen guy. You can really only add screen guys or local scripts into starter guy. We'll name screen guy menu, and then we'll insert a text button into the menu, and we can just customize the text button real quick. I think I'll add UI corner into it so it has a nice little rounded edges, and then I'll just shrink it down to about 50 by 50. That should be a good size. Alright, so I'll drag it over here. Under menu, we'll insert a frame, and in that frame, we're gonna add a grid layout. So just put in UI, then do UI grid layout. And we'll move this about in the center of the screen. I'm not too worried about positioning. Then you can just size this however you want, just some random size. In the frame, we're going to add 2 more text buttons so that we can have 2 options. So we'll just do text button and text button. And as you can see, they are lined up perfectly there. If you want to space them out a little more, you can go into cell padding and just do something like 10 and 10 for the X. There you go. Now X and Y, it's a little more padding in between the buttons. So this will be a button that takes us to teleporter 1 over there. Then we can duplicate this teleporter and name it teleporter 2. Now we have teleporter 1 and 2. We should separate these teleporters and then make this button say teleporter 2. And then this button will make say teleporter. I know that was out of order, but whatever. Alright, now we have our buttons that tell us where we're teleporting. We should actually make these different colors. We'll make teleporter 1 red. How about that? And then teleporter 2 can be blue. Alright, now time for the fun part, scripting. We'll start by scripting the buttons that actually teleport you. We'll go into teleporter 1, which I'll just name teleporter 1 for now. We're going to add a local script to teleporter 1 and just delete the print hello world. Now we have to get the player and the player's character before we start anything. So we're going to start off with local player equals game.players.local player. And now we have to get the player's character. So we'll basically do the same thing. We will also type local char equals a player wait for child character. And that will make the script wait for when the character is added. Otherwise you'll get an error saying character does not exist. That is all the locals we have to set for this, unless you want to set a local for the actual part, which actually might be a good idea. That would be a good habit to get used to. So we'll just do local part equals game.workspace.teleporter, and that's all we have to do. We'll start off by saying script.parent.mouse button went up, connect. Then we need to set up the function. So just do function, more parentheses. Alright, then click enter here, and we have an automatic end there. Now we can actually write the code that's in the function that will teleport us. We'll get the characters, humanoid root parts, C-frame. Basically, what we're doing, the humanoid root part is the part that holds the character, kind of. I don't know how to really explain it. I think the whole character is centered on the humanoid root part. So we get the humanoid root part C-frame, and when we move to humanoid root part, the character will move along with it. I guess it's basically like the character is welded to the humanoid root part, if that makes any sense. So we'll get the C-frame of that. Now we need to set it to the part C-frame that we're teleporting to. We'll just do part.C-frame, and then to prevent glitches of the player being stuck in like a certain part, we'll just do plus vector3.new, and then 0, 3, 0. You can change the middle number to whatever you want. 3 seems to be about good, enough height above the part for the player. Now it should work perfectly, so I'm just going to test it. We click on teleporter, and it does not work. That is fabulous. Alright, I found the problem. Turns out you don't want to wait for the character. It waits forever, I guess. I don't know why it does that. So we'll just go back into the script and just change the local char equals player wait for child character to local char equals player dot character. We're just going to copy the script and put it into the other text button, and we can name the other text button teleporter 2. Go into teleporter 2's local script, and we're going to change this to 2, so it will be local part equals game.workspace.teleporter2. So now both local scripts are the same, except in the one that is under teleporter 2's button, we'll say teleporter 2 instead of teleporter. Now we're gonna tween the menu, so we'll just go into the text button here. We can name this menu. I don't know why I didn't do that before. Now we'll go and add a local script here, and again, delete print hello world. Alright, so what I did to get that is local frame equals script.parent.parent.frame. If you're confused what any of that means, this is the layout I have. We have the menu, then the frame, and then the menu is also parented to the menu. Oh, that's actually confusing. Hold up. We'll name that menu button instead. So the frame is parented to the menu button is parented to the menu. This is the layout. So we have script.parent.parent.frame, and that's how I set up the variable. Alright, I'm just going to read through the script I have right now on screen, since I might have lost you, or maybe I'm too confused on where I am to even edit this well enough. So basically what I did is I got the variable of the frame, which is the objects we're going to be tweening. The frame is this thing right here that's holding teleporter and teleporter 2 buttons, which is right here under menu. So we got local frame equals script.parent.parent.frame. Local debounce equals true. That checks if it's open or closed or not. And then we have the function here. It's the same as in this script. We just do script.parent.mouse button 1 up, connect function. If debounce, then debounce equals false, and frame tweens the position. We still have to add all the information of where it's tweening and how it's tweening. And then if it's not debounce, meaning if it's not true, then we set the debounce to true. We then tween the position to go the other way. Now we'll just go up here and click enter a couple of times because we got a lot of information to put in. And the first thing we have to put in is where it's gonna tween to. So in the frame, this position right here, that's the position we're gonna tween to. So you can just copy that. And then here we're gonna do udim2.new. And then we're gonna paste the position we got here, right here. And then you see these brackets right here. I don't know if they do anything, but I just make it a habit to delete those every time. So you can go through and delete those. Now we have the position it's tweening to. We're going to put a comma right there and then go to the next line. The next thing we need to do is decide if it's going in or out. I always go out because I'm pretty sure that's what gives or allows you to do the special effects. If I'm wrong, then you can always change it to in. And we're just going to do another comma again and then go down here. This is where you decide what it's gonna look like. My favorite ones are elastic, bounce, and quad. I'm gonna do elastic because that's pretty fun to look at. And then again, just another comma, click enter. And then after elastic, we have to decide how much time will this tween take up. So I think 1 second will be long enough. We don't want the player waiting too long for the menu to open up. Do another comma, and then click enter. I forgot to mention, if you ever get confused on the steps of the information you're gonna take, you can just delete the first two letter or the last two letters of tween position, then type O, and you'll see everything you need to do. So we got udim, that's the position, we got that, the easing direction, which is out, the easing style, which is elastic, the number time, which is 1, and then of course next it's gonna be, it says boolean value, I don't know why it's all the way to the side like that. Basically what that means is, will it override other tweens? Now we want it to override other tweens so that the player can if you accidentally open the menu, you can immediately close it again. So we're just going to do true. Then another comma. We don't actually need to put in this last part, and I don't remember what this last part does, but just do comma NIL. And that's all you have to do for this. Now we can just copy all of this and paste it right here. Except the only different this time, go right here, right after the 0, delete the 0 and put something like -2 so it pops out from above the screen. And then go here in the frames position, and right here again, do -2 so it starts at that position. Now you see the frame is gone from our screen, and we can start the game and make sure it works. And I forgot to put the end there. I forgot I deleted that part, so everything should be good now, so we can start the game and see if it works. As you can see, it does work, except the elastic seems to be a little crazy, but you can see it has like a slight bounce. Now we can click teleporter 1, 2, 1, 2, take the menu away. And that's basically it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I will see you next time.